Jack felt like he had been careful with money that month. That was the strange part. The shopping app said he saved $480. It showed him the number like a reward. Bright, clean, almost responsible. But lower on the same screen in smaller text was the number he tried not to look at. $1,300 spent. He had not saved $480. He had spent $1,300 and been congratulated for it. And somehow, the congratulations felt better than the loss. At first, it really was innocent. One item he needed, one discount code, 30% off. The total dropped from $70 to $49. Nothing about it felt irresponsible. Actually, it felt like the opposite, like he had made the smart version of the purchase. Jack closed the app feeling good. Not because he bought the item, because he beat the price. Then the emails started showing up at the right moments. During lunch, on the train, 10 minutes after he had looked at something and closed the app. Flash sale, limited time, still interested? The item had not changed. Jack had not suddenly needed it more. But now it was 40% off. And somehow that made it feel more important. A few days later, he bought a jacket. $180, marked down from $300. He looked at the original price longer than the actual price. That was the number that made the purchase feel smart. $120 saved. That was how he framed it. Not $180 spent. $120 saved. The jacket arrived a week later. Jack tried it on in the mirror. It looked fine. Not amazing. Fine. He wore it twice. Then it stayed in the closet. But in his mind, it never became a waste. It stayed filed under something else. Good deal. Free shipping unlocked at $75. His cart was at $61. So Jack looked around the site for something small. A phone case. $15. He didn't need it. He already had one. But adding it made the checkout screen turn green. Free shipping unlocked. $8 saved. $15 spent. For a second, it felt like the math made sense. Then the package arrived, and the phone case went straight into a drawer with two others. Still unopened. Promo codes became a game. Before buying anything, Jack would open another tab, then another. 10% off. Expired. Free shipping. Didn't work. $3 off. Worked. And that tiny success changed the feeling of the purchase. It wasn't just buying anymore. It felt like solving something. Like winning a small private contest that no one else could see. The buy two, get one free deals were the worst. Jack needed one t-shirt, maybe two, but the third one was free. And free made the decision feel different. Not useful, not necessary. Just too good to leave behind. So he bought three. A month later, one still had the tag on it, folded neatly in the closet, waiting for a version of Jack who apparently needed more t-shirts. By the end of the month, the apartment had started keeping score. 2 jackets he barely wore, 4 t-shirts, headphones he didn't need, a book he hadn't opened, a kitchen gadget still in the box. None of it looked dramatic. No single purchase looked irresponsible. But together, they changed the room. The closet felt fuller. The drawers stopped closing easily. The small boxes stayed near the door longer than they should have. And all of them had entered his life as good deals. At the end of that month, the app gave him a summary. $340 saved. Confetti on the screen. A little badge for being a smart shopper. Jack almost smiled. Then he saw the smaller number underneath. $680 spent. But by then, the app had already told him which number to feel good about. Black Friday was when the habit got louder. Jack made a list that morning. 1 monitor. That was it. He even wrote it down to keep himself focused. But every page looked like a door closing. Ends tonight. Last chance. Only a few left. By the end of the night, the monitor was not the only thing in his cart. A keyboard, a mousepad, a desk lamp. All discounted, all unplanned. The monitor was $320, originally $650. The site told him he saved $330. That number was bigger than the number he paid, so it became the number he remembered. Not the $320 leaving his account, the $330 he supposedly kept. That distinction blurred. Abandoned cart emails became harder to ignore. Still thinking about this? Here's 20% off. It felt personal, like the site had noticed him, like waiting had been rewarded. The product did not matter as much anymore. The offer did. His friends started noticing. Another package? Jack laughed it off. Yeah, but it was 40% off. That sentence became automatic. Almost offensive, like the discount had to be mentioned before anyone could judge the purchase. Later, after his friend left, Jack looked at the boxes by the door. For the first time, they didn't look like savings. They just looked like boxes. Sometimes Jack would open a product page and not even know where he would use the thing. A watch, a lamp, a small gadget for the kitchen. He would imagine a reason after seeing the discount. That was the shift. The need no longer came first. The deal did. Over 6 months, Jack had spent $4,200 on deals. According to the apps, he'd saved $2,100. But that $2,100 was money he wouldn't have spent at all if the deals hadn't existed. He tried ignoring sale emails once. Unsubscribed from 3 stores. For a day, it felt like progress. His inbox looked cleaner. His phone felt quieter. Then 2 nights later, he was bored on the couch. No plan to buy anything, no item in mind. He opened his browser and typed the store name himself, then clicked the sale section. Not because an email reminded him, because by then the habit didn't need reminding. After that, checking deals became part of the day. Morning coffee, lunch break, 10 minutes before bed. Sometimes he didn't even want anything. He just wanted to see what was marked down. The sale page became a place to look when he felt bored, or tired, or slightly behind. It was shopping disguised as checking. The items kept piling up, some unopened, some used once, some forgotten entirely. There were boxes under the desk, clothes with tags still on them, a gadget he had charged once and never touched again. Jack didn't think of them as waste, not at first. Each one still had a story attached to it. This was 50% off. This was almost gone. This was too good to miss. That was the strange part. The regret came later. The justification came immediately. One night he tried calculating his real savings. Not the app's version, his version. Items he would have bought anyway saved him $180. That part was real. But items he bought only because they were on sale had cost him $1,920. That part was real too. So the savings did not save him money. They cost him $1,740. He still gets the emails, still feels the urgency when something is 50% off, still adds things to cart during flash sales. Not because he needs them, because for a few seconds, the discount makes the purchase feel responsible. The problem wasn't the shopping. The problem was he'd started measuring financial responsibility by how much he saved, not by how little he spent. And once that flipped, every sale could look like discipline. Over a year, Jack spent $7,800 on discounts. The apps told him he saved $3,900. But that $3,900 was money he never would have spent without the sales. He didn't save $3,900. He spent $7,800 chasing the feeling of saving. He wasn't buying things anymore. He was chasing deals. And deals always felt like victories, even when they were losses. The discount made the spending feel smart. And once that happened, it became almost impossible to see the spending clearly. Tomorrow, another sale would start, and he'd feel the same urgency, the same justification, the same small victory. He spent $300 to save $40, and it felt like a win.